Right now, Jacob DeGrom is having one of the best seasons from a pitcher we've seen in recent memory. I mean, this guy is making major league hitters look like double A hitters who don't even belong in the majors. And from his recent play, this brought up a discussion about whether Jacob DeGrom should be considered for the NL MVP award. So that's exactly what I'm going to be talking about today. My personal opinion and thoughts on Jacob DeGrom's chances for the NL MVP award and whether I think he should win it or not. Now, when first talking about the NL MVP award, let's look at some of the other candidates Jacob DeGrom is going up against. You've got guys like Ronald Acuna, Fernando Tatis Jr., teammates Nicholas Castellanos and Jesse Winker all having MVP-type seasons who should definitely be all considered for the award. And in my opinion, DeGrom's biggest threat for the MVP award right now has to be Fernando Tatis Jr. simply because he really has the potential right now to have a 40-40 season considering he has 17 bombs and 13 stolen bases. And you also can't forget that Ronald Acuna also has that potential. Right now, he has 18 home runs and 12 stolen bases. And if either of these guys, Acuna or Tatis, were to have a 40-40 season, it would bring up a huge discussion about who should win the NL MVP award, because a 40-40 season is something we have not seen in over a decade. But at the same time, what Jacob DeGrom is doing is something we also have not seen in a very long time. Now that we looked at the other NL MVP candidates, let's take a look at DeGrom's numbers so far. In 64 innings pitched, DeGrom is 6-2 with a .56 ERA. He has 103 punchouts and has a whip of .53. And those numbers are so absurd, most people can't attain that in a video game. And I was actually taking a look at the league leaders for earned run average across baseball. You could multiply DeGrom's ERA of .56 and it would still be lower than the next second best player in ERA, which is Lance Lynn, whose ERA is 1.23. So that in and of itself just shows how ridiculously dominant DeGrom has been so far. You do not see a guy really have a .56 ERA very often at all, unless we're talking hundreds of years ago when the pitchers dominated. And I know the pitchers have been getting better and better every year pretty much for the past decade, but what DeGrom is doing is just something we haven't seen before, and it's really just unreal because he is just far and above anyone else in baseball right now. It's not even a discussion who the best pitcher in baseball is. DeGrom is number one, and then there's a landslide between the next player between him. So now that we went over the NL MVP candidates along with DeGrom and some of their numbers, I'm going to give you my thoughts now on what I think of DeGrom's NL MVP chances. In my opinion, if DeGrom keeps up what he's doing and his ERA stays, say, below 1, I think he is the NL MVP. I don't think you can go any other route. And this is even if Acuna and Tatis have a 40-40 season. I know the 40-40 season, as I said before, is so rare. You don't see it that often. But what Jacob DeGrom is doing is even more impressive, in my opinion. And while DeGrom was injured, if he does stay healthy the rest of the season, say he pitches 170, 180 innings, it's looking like he's going to have an insane season with potentially 200 plus strikeouts. And as I said before, if his ERA stays below 1, I think it's not even a discussion at that point. I think you have to give DeGrom the MVP award just because of how impressive it is to have an ERA below 1 in this day and age. And what makes it even more crazy about what DeGrom has been doing this year is the fact that he's in his age 33 season. And his velocity goes up as the game goes on. It seems like this guy's pumping anywhere from 98 to 100 in the first couple innings, but in the later innings, this guy is like a Justin Verlander type. He'll pump it up to 102, maybe even 103 miles an hour on the radar as he gets into the 6th and 7th innings. And it's just so weird. As good as DeGrom has been his whole career, he is a back-to-back Cy Young Award winner. He seems to just get better with age at this point. Over the past couple seasons, his ERA has been hovering around the 2.4 area. And this year, it's just gone to another level at .56. As I've said before, it's just something we haven't seen in a long, long time. And I really think DeGrom deserves all the recognition he's getting, and I think he should heavily be considered for that NL MVP award if he does keep up his play. And I'm not trying to throw any shade at any of the other MVP candidates I mentioned before, in Acuna, Tatis, Castellanos, and Winker. All of those guys are having great seasons, and they deserve to be recognized for what they are doing. And in my opinion, any other season, they would win the MVP award if it weren't for DeGrom having an otherworldly season so far. DeGrom just deserves a recognition, in my opinion. If you have a season like this, you need to win the MVP award, and I really hope he does win it if he keeps it up. But anyways, that's my thoughts on the Jacob DeGrom season so far, whether I think he should win the MVP or not. So Let me know what you guys think down below, whether you think he should be considered for the MVP award, because it's something a pitcher really doesn't get considered for all that often. And also, if you guys enjoy the content, feel free to subscribe. I post plenty of baseball content over here. So if you're a big baseball fan, hit that subscribe button. And lastly, I want to thank you guys again so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.